What about Fanzmosis? It's going to be released. What has changed musically talking? You said psychedelic?
It's kind of like, it's heavy, but some of it's not so heavy. Some of it's very, very, what I try to do on all my albums is, I like to think there's a song on the album for everyone. There's some very heavy stuff, there's some very light stuff, there's some psychedelic stuff, there's some kind of weird stuff.
Some ballads too.
Yeah. There's a song I've written about my son. It's called My Little Man. It's played. I originally wrote it with Steve Vai, but Zach on a sitar. And it's really an interesting. I love experimenting. These albums are very much an experimentation. Plus the fact Michael Beinhorn is a very good producer.
Do you like the bands that he produced, like the Chili Peppers? And...
I like the Chili Peppers. I really like the Soundgarden album. The Soundgarden.
It's very Sabbath.
It's just the quality of the album. The Super Unknown album, really good album. I like the Chili Peppers. I like Aerosmith.
What about Michael Beinhorn? Like, did he talk a lot for you? Oh, do you do that or?
Well, it's kind of like you don't get a dog and bark yourself. It's like if I get a guy to produce me, then he produces me. But I have a picture in my head and have to give in to his thoughts. You know, so. I want a good produced record, but I can't do it myself. So I get somebody, but then I still want to do it myself, and I can't. So it's like I'm never happy with anything that I do. I'm my own worst critic because I think that people often ask me, Ozzy, which is your best song? Which is your best album? And I always say I haven't made it yet because if I make it, then there's no other challenge.
You think so?
If I go, yeah. This is faultless, there's nothing wrong with it, I like absolutely everything about it. What's the point? You can't top the top. You can't get higher than the top. So I always think, well, that could have been louder, that could have been quieter, that could have been more, and that could have been less, you know. So, I mean, the nearest album, even so, I was going to say the nearest album I like so far up to Osmosis was No More Tears, but even still, No More Tears, I dissected it and said, no, that should have been there, that should have been there, you know.